Hello and welcome. My name is Daniel Valdivia, and I will give you an overview of MinIO running on VDPP, which is shipped beginning Vsphere 7.0 Update 1. So beginning Vsphere 7.0 Update 1, you'll be seeing a set of supervisor services shipped along with every single cluster. On 7.0 U3, these are actually called Vsphere services. To actually integrate MinIO, to activate MinIO, proceed on the cluster where you want to activate the integration and go into your Vsphere services section. And you see that MinIO is now actually shipped with Vsphere. Just select the service and click install. And that'll be it. Now MinIO will be installed. After doing so, one of the requirements is that you will need to provision a namespace to install a MinIO tenant. And pretty much creating the namespace is quite simple, right? So on the cluster where you want to, where you have activated the plugin, just select a new namespace. In this case, let's say I'll be creating a demo namespace over here. And after provisioning the namespace, I'll be attaching some storage policies, right? So you can start install storage policies from vSAN to take care of the storage. In this case, I'll be doing vSAN plus the new VSAN Direct, right? So now that's it. Now I'm ready to actually get back to provisioning object storage on Vsphere using VDPP. So I'll proceed to go back to my cluster, and now after activating the plugin, you'll see that here on the menu side, there's a new MinIO menu that presents the integration, right? So you'll have a landing page where you can actually check the state of your license or activate any license should you have one, and also the list of tenants. So the tenant in this case is the analogy that we're using to describe a MinIO deployment. And it can have different capacities, they can have different configurations and sizes. And if we were to explore one of these, we can see the capacity that has been set up. We can see the deep integration with the system. If I need to expand the capacity for this tenant, I can do it from here. If I need to review the health of the system, I can also get a high overview from here, or see, for example, all the pods that are running. These pod VMs are actually mapped into virtual machines that are running actually on my vCenter. If I were to explore the namespace where I have placed this tenant, I will see the VMs actually being placed here. So if anything were to happen to any of these VMs, I can always come back to here and check what's the status of the system, which we'll do in a moment. But I think a great way to understand what a tenant entails is by actually creating one. It's pretty simple to do it now. Just go into the add button here, and let's provision a tenant for, let's say, video storage, right? I'll be putting that on that demo namespace that we just created together, and I'll be selecting the new VSAN Direct storage policy. I'll take a detour into advanced mode so you can take a look of all the things you can configure. The things you can configure ranges from private Docker registries, in case you're doing an air-gap deployment. You can control the pod placement in case you have a very large cluster and you want to control which machines this gets deployed to. You can configure external identity providers. We support MinIO comes with a built-in identity provider. You can also configure OpenID or Active Directory LDAP. You can configure TLS, bring your own certificates to terminate TLS here. You can also configure encryption at rest. And lastly, you can resize the tenant. In this case, let's say I'll be going with a tenant of 4 servers, 100 gigabytes in size, and let's give it just a few CPUs. I'll be giving only 8 CPUs and 8 gigabytes of RAM. So, and that's it. That's how simple it is to actually provision object storage on Vsphere 7.0 Update 1 on VDPP. Now, this is going to take a couple of minutes and the tenant will come online. Now, after the tenant has been provisioned, we can see other parts of the integration, such as integration with vSAN Skyline Health. Here on the menu, you'll see the list of services. MinIO service is actually available, and you'll see that both deployments are actually operational now. And we also support integration with Emm and Evacuation Mode. So in case you need to put a node into maintenance mode, the integration that we have here, let's say I put a node into maintenance mode and power it off. The integration will take care of actually making sure that you won't lose actually the service. If you can tolerate it, it will be allowed. If there's a problem, the Emm will be held off until you're done. So this has been a quick review of all the capabilities that we have introduced with the MinIO integration for the VDPP. I hope this has been instructional, and please leave a comment and subscribe in case you have any questions. Thank you.